ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Welcome back to UPW TV. Welcome back to episode 44 of UPW TV. I think I've said this every week for the last 2 months, but I cannot believe that we've done this many of these. It's almost been an exact year since we started UPW. So thank you all for tuning in, for being here. This is the second to last episode before Final Destination, and we got quite the card for y'all tonight. The UPW World Tag Team Championships are on the line as Javon Evans and Leon Slater, the UFO, will defend against Gold Medalist Academy, Braun Breaker, and Charlie Dempsey. We got another tag team match here tonight, a tornado tag. Eddie Kings, the men's world champion, will team up with his best friend Penta to take on Abyss and Necessary of the Afternoon. And if they lose, they'll be banned from ringside at UPW Final Destination. Also, the global champion Chris Stellar will speak here tonight in the middle of that very ring about her future here in UPW. The UPW TV Championship is on the line in a Patreon-voted match as UPW TV champion Carmelo Hayes defends against Kofi Kingston. Boom, boom. And Queen Aminata, the former global champion, will go one-on-one with an old rival in Dakota Kai one more time before season 1 closes pretty soon right here. And in the main event of UPW TV episode 44, it is Sami Zayn versus Brody King. And if Brody King wins here tonight, CM Punk will be added to the men's world championship match at Final Destination. Whew! That was a lot. Opening the show here tonight, the World Tag Team titles are on the line as 2/4 of the Gold Medalist Academy. I could have just said 1/2. Braun Breaker and Charlie Dempsey look to claim the World Tag Team Championships ahead of Final Destination. We've seen a bit of inner turmoil between Gold Medalist Academy in recent weeks. Will Charlie Dempsey and Braun Breaker let that affect them in this tag match here tonight against a team they are very, very familiar with, the UFO, the current Ultralight Pro Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. And now the last time these two teams faced off, it was in the very first match of the Jay Briscoe Memorial Cup. In that match, John Evans and Leon Slater obviously were able to put away the Gold Medalist Academy. They won the whole damn thing, made it to the end, crossed the finish line, and got the prize at the very end, the World Tag Team Championships. This is their first defense of them here tonight. They've been watching very closely the best of 5 series between Bound by Blood and Graham Dito to determine the #1 contender at Final Destination. And obviously now we know that Bound by Blood, Ilya Dragunov and Konosuke Takeshita will challenge the UFO or the Gold Medalist Academy at Final Destination. We shall see here tonight who meets Bound by Blood in the season finale of Season 1 of Ultralight Pro Wrestling. That is what it's all about here tonight. The World Tag Team Championships. The first champions in that lineage being Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns. Then went to the after image. Aleister Black and Abyss. And then the New Day took the tag division by storm. Won the World Tag Team Championships on, I believe, Title Thursday. And they held it until the two men you see in this ring right now, Leon Slater and Javon Evans, the UFO, knocked them off their perch. An absolutely fantastic match. And Braun Breaker and Charlie Dempsey already showing their tag team expertise. Braun Breaker has tag team wrestling quite literally in his blood. His father, Rick Steiner, one half of one of the greatest tag teams of all time, the Steiner brothers, alongside Big Papa Pump. Charlie Dempsey also. His family not too unfamiliar with tag team wrestling. Look at this. Braun Breaker just manhandling Leon Slater right now. Genetics, DNA, whatever runs through your blood doesn't really matter, because right now the UFO are the Ultralight Pro Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. Going for a little springboard there maybe, but decided against it. Big super kick right into the jaw of Braun Breaker. Javon tagging in Leon Slater. Slater off the ropes. Big boot right to the face of Braun Breaker. Leon Slater went to grab Charlie Dempsey. Dempsey able to get out of the way. A little bit of mind games from the UFO. Big super kick, no, caught by Braun Breaker. Uh-oh, capture, suplex, up and over. Goes Leon Slater. Braun Breaker has been very, I'd say, underrated here in the UPW. We haven't seen a whole lot of him in Season 1. But when he's around, he makes an impact. Braun and Dempsey not too successful in the tag ranks here in the UPW like Coach Angle was hoping. Braun Breaker putting Leon Slater in the corner. No Leon Slater. Reversal. Creating a little bit of distance. Showing off a little bit, maybe taking a little bit too much time. Braun Breaker able to get out of the corner. Slater a little bit off with the boot, and that slight miscalculation might cost him. Braun Breaker got Charlie Dempsey in the ring. Oh my God, cut him in half. Usually that's the other way around, but Dempsey this time decided to go low as Braun went high. But Javon Evans gonna break up the pin regardless. Uh-oh, Charlie Dempsey looking for a butterfly suplex. Leon Slater, nice arm drag reversal. Dempsey gonna get out of the ring. Slater gonna chase him. Nope. Dempsey get back on the apron. Right hand from Leon Slater. And the beautiful Harlem sidekick. Shouts out to my man Booker T. Quack, quack. Braun Breaker just staring very intently at Leon Slater. Leon Slater, though, not gonna wait for him to swing first. Gonna come right at him. DDT on the apron. Spiked him on his head as Charlie Dempsey taking a little bit of time to gloat. And Leon Slater right there to bring him back down to earth. Leon Slater going to tag in Javon Evans, former UPW television champion. The first ever UPW TV champion. What a great reign it was. Javon Evans so far the only man to hold 2 different titles here in Ultralight Pro Wrestling. Javon Evans got Charlie Dempsey, gonna bring him into the corner now. Javon Evans creating a little bit of distance. Javon and Leon feeling a little cocky here tonight. Big drop kick by Javon Evans. They got a bit of a chip on their shoulder now as the World Tag Team Champions. And wait a minute, a bit of deja vu for Charlie Dempsey. Running Liger Bomb. And I believe that was the beginning of the end last time these two teams faced. Frog splash, no! Charlie Dempsey able to get out of the way. Charlie Dempsey, former Ultralight Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion. Very recently lost that title back to Dominic Mysterio. We will see a UPW Final Destination in a one-on-one match with Speedball Mike Bailey for that Junior Heavyweight Championship. Javon Evans able to escape that crossface chicken wing. And Evans got Dempsey in the corner, tagging in Leon Slater now. Oh, wait a minute. These guys looking for more bang for their buck right now. 450 from Javon. Big moonsault from Leon. Cover on Charlie Dempsey, but Braun Breaker right there to break it up. No pun intended. Leon Slater putting Charlie Dempsey in the corner. Back elbow from Dempsey. Dempsey with the right hand now. Got the arms. Dragon suplex. Dumped him on his head. That's how he won the Junior Heavyweight Championship. And no, Javon Evans right there to break it up. Whatever team wins this match will meet Ilya Dragunov and Konosuke Takeshita at UPW Final Destination, the biggest show in ultralight pro wrestling history, the season finale of season 1 of UPW. Y'all been here from the start. I know a lot of you have. Y'all came in halfway through. This is your first time watching. I thank you so much for keeping up, for watching, for letting me take an hour or two out of your week, every week, even if it's not on the same days. I appreciate it greatly. This project's been it's been a lot, and it's sometimes kind of aggravating, especially when technology doesn't want to work with me, wants to work against me. But you know, I'm making ends meet over here. As UFO with a double super kick. Back to the action, double super kick from UFO, and a flipping senton from Leon Slater, and the Harlem side kick again. Cover on Braun Breaker. Charlie Dempsey gonna get in, and Dempsey went to break it up. I think Braun might have had that anyway, but Dempsey now using his only ring in until he gets tagged in again. Braun Breaker gonna put Leon Slater on the apron. Bad idea here. Oh no, I was gonna say maybe Braun Breaker just decided to throw a couple soup bones at him. From the right hands from Braun Breaker. Leon Slater in the corner. Braun being tagged in. Charlie Dempsey. Off the rope. Double back body drop from the Gold Medalist Academy. Dempsey and Leon now on the outside. Stomp right to the forehead from Charlie Dempsey. And a knee drop right across the chest from Dempsey as well. Charlie Dempsey now got a dragon sleeper. Got that cinched in deep. Sitting on the lower back of Leon Slater. But Leon Slater able to power out of it. Dempsey gonna send him into the steps. No! Dempsey getting sent to the steps himself. Braun Breaker just staring at Charlie Dempsey, telling him to get up, get back in the ring, but Leon Slater gonna break the count. Slater turns his attention momentarily to Braun Breaker, into the Giri on the ear. But Charlie Dempsey taking advantage, went for another type of suplex, not exactly sure what he was going for there, but Braun Slater able to break out of it regardless. Right hand bringing down Charlie Dempsey and Leon Slater. And tagging Javon Evans. The young OG and the youngest in charge are on fire right now. Dempsey with the back elbow. And now got the arm of Javon Evans. Cross-face chicken wing on Javon Evans, but no. Evans able to get out of it. Javon putting Dempsey in the corner. Kick right to the midsection. And now Javon Evans creating a little bit of distance. Getting himself ready. Oh, big hesitation drop kick in the corner. Oh, Dempsey caught the leg though. Dempsey, Snapdragon suplex out of nowhere. Quick cover, but no. Leon Slater right there to break it up. Charlie Dempsey with a sudden impact dragon suplex. That to change the course of this match completely. Braun Breaker now in the ring. Big lariat to the back of the neck. Javon Evans back up to his feet. Braun Breaker said, come here. You're getting put in the corner and you're getting tossed overhead belly to belly. Braun Breaker very quickly getting into the cover, forming the face of Javon Evans. No. Gold Medalist Academy, so close yet so far from the World Tag Team Championships. He caught the leg. Braun goes face first on the canvas. And now Javon tagging in Leon Slater. Slater with a shoulder block right to the midsection of Braun Breaker, now squaring eye to eye with Charlie Dempsey, gonna go up and over. DDT on the apron again. Leon Slater back to his feet, and a big boot right to Braun Breaker. Leon Slater has been very impressive here tonight. The youngest in charge of the Blue Thunderbomb on the floor. Count of 4. Slater looking to bring Braun Breaker back in the ring. And he, oh no, I was going to say he does, but Braun Breaker went shoulder first into the apron. Leon Slater not giving him any time to breathe though. Slater already back on the outside. Uh-oh. Slater got something in mind here. Maybe going for a brain buster. No. Oh, wow. Slater just did the craziest roll I've ever seen. Slater now turns attention to Charlie Dempsey momentarily now. Got Braun Breaker in the corner. Tagging in Javon Evans again. Now gonna do this the right way around. 450 from Leon Slater. And Javon Evans across the damn ring with a fucking moonsault. Cover on Braun Breaker with Charlie Dempsey again. Right there to break up the pinfall. Braun Breaker putting Javon Evans in the corner. What a way to open episode 44 of UPW TV, the second to last episode of UPW TV. Oh, big lariat connected that time. Javon Evans rolling back outside the ring. Springboard, big lariat from Javon Evans. Cover on Braun Breaker. Is that it for the Gold Medalist Academy? No, Braun Breaker kicking out at just 2. Javon, super kick on the button. Right on the nose of Braun Breaker. And now Javon Evans into tagging Leon Slater. Braun Breaker getting caught again. Javon Evans once again getting back elbowed by Braun Breaker. Evans now changing course. Back drop driver. Javon Evans. Oh my God, he's not done yet. Dropping Braun on his fucking head. And now Braun looking to tag in Javon Evans. Looking to cut him off, but just a little too short off the mark. But Javon Evans with an instant recovery into the Hurricane Run, and Charlie Dempsey forced to roll to the outside. Oh my God, big elbow from Javon Evans. Leon Slater getting tagged in now. Slater with a super kick to Charlie Dempsey. Went for the knees, but no. Dempsey able to get out of the way. These two are going back and forth right now. Big neck breaker by Leon Slater. Constant tags from the UFO, the World Tag Team Champions. And now Javon Evans, frog splash onto Charlie Dempsey. Cover on Dempsey, Braun right there, but wait a minute! The UFO have just retained their titles, but Braun Breaker deciding to not break up the pinfall, and he just cost himself and Charlie Dempsey a spot at Final Destination. What the hell just happened? Be that as it may, the UFO will be bound by blood at Final Destination. And there they are right there. Ilya Dragunov and Konosuke Takeshita, the #1 contenders for the UPW World Tag Team Championships. Speaking of Final Destination, let's hear from the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, AJ Styles. And people,
WWE Universe Don't you dare!
Wrong company.
Be sour! Come
What?
out for the greatest thing going and feel the power!
Okay, I don't know when the hell Biggie got a microphone, but what I was trying to say... Wrong company, Biggie. What the hell? What I was trying to say was it is now time for the UPW Television Championship to be put on the line. As Carmelo Hayes, the new UPW Television Champion, makes his first defense here tonight. And his opponent here tonight was voted on by my Patreon backers in the second tier, the Ultralight EX tier, over at patreon.com/aaroncantmosh. And if you want an opportunity to vote on certain matches like this, certain things that might happen in the future, then please subscribe to the Patreon, the second tier. You can do just that. Wow! Xavier Woods! His the trombone works! Wow! Unbelievable. I don't know how this all started working right before the season finale. I didn't even do anything. I have no idea why suddenly the game decided to work. What game is that show? Anyways, here comes the UPW Television Champion. Gold medal Mello. And he's got his prize, the silver around his waist, the Ultralight Pro Wrestling Television Championship. There he is right there, the star player of the Gold Medalist Academy. You heard it last week from Kurt Angle. Angle said it's time to move on from Chad Gable. You've had your time. It's now time for Carmelo Hayes. Mello coming out here with a completely different attitude. Really soaking in the adulation from the UPW audience, the Ultralights. Carmelo Hayes, the UPW Television Champion, defeated fellow Gold Medalist Academy member Chad Gable for that TV championship just a couple of weeks ago. From what we saw in the match before this one, it seems like the Gold Medalist Academy might not even be an academy now. It might literally just be like Kurt Angle, Carmelo Hayes, and Charlie Dempsey, maybe. But I'm sure we're going to learn a whole lot more about that in the coming weeks, episodes, months to come. Because after season 1 ends, it's time for season 2, people. That television championship that Carmelo Hayes wears around his waist. One of the most prestigious prizes in Ultralight Pro Wrestling. As I mentioned earlier, current World Tag Team Champion Javon Evans held that title first. But that went to Chad Gable of the Gold Medalist Academy at UPW New Vision. Gable held it until the Beast Mortos exploded onto the scene. And in his debut, won that TV championship. And lately, the TV championship has been passed around a whole lot. Sabrano Jr. with a short reign as TV champion until he dropped it to Chad Gable. And of course, here we are now with Gold Medal Mello, the star player of the Gold Medalist Academy, Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is taking his sweet time getting to the ring. He knows that he's now in the spotlight, and he's gonna soak it for as much as he can. Melo shoots. He don't miss. And will we see shots be fired here tonight between Carmelo Hayes and Kofi Kingston? Look at this. Look at all the pyro for Carmelo Hayes, the UPW TV champion, as he goes against a former WWE champion, multiple-time Intercontinental champion, multiple-time United States champion. You name it, he's done it. Kofi Kingston. Also, I want to point out, people, I think this is the first time an entrance has gone so long that the music actually finished before the entrance finished. Breaking records here at the end of season 1. And here we go, Carmelo Hayes, the television champion, gonna hand that belt over to the referee. Are we gonna see another quick title reign here tonight over Carmelo Hayes? Make good on his first defense of the UPW TV championship. Xavier Woods and Big E in the corner of Kofi Kingston. And here we go. And Kofi went for a big lariat. Melo able to get out of the way. Melo with a big drop kick. This one is going to be a fast one, people. You can draw a lot of similarities between these two. Carmelo Hayes and Kofi Kingston both quick as a cat. Dynamic strikes, high risk offense. Can hang with the best of them. Kofi Kingston, like I said, he's done it all. Carmelo Hayes, I'm sure by the end of his career, will be saying the exact same thing. Kofi Kingston driving the leg of Carmelo Hayes into the canvas. Kofi with a leg drop right to the midsection. Kofi Kingston asking Carmelo Hayes to get up. Big right hand. Let's see a big drop kick. Kofi went for a big splash in the corner, but Carmelo Hayes able to get out of the way. Melo and Kofi now going to lock up. Wrist lock applied. Oh no. Melo driving the shoulder of Kofi into the mat. Melo bringing down the right hands onto Kofi Kingston. Atomico missed, big kick by Kofi Kingston. Like I said, you can draw a lot of similarities between these two, but there's also no doubt that the reason for that is because Carmelo Hayes took inspiration from Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston held down the WWE mid-card for 15 years. He's an absolute legend, a first ballot Hall of Famer, both as a solo competitor and as part of the New Day. And Melo is very aware of all of that. Carmelo Hayes knows exactly who he's in the ring with. Big springboard chop by Kofi Kingston. Kofi with the neck snap now over into the leg snap. Putting his foot on the hip of Carmelo Hayes. And now Kofi looking to drop the boom onto Carmelo Hayes. Quick cover on the TV champion. Melo able to get the shoulder up. Kofi measuring Carmelo Hayes, looking for trouble in paradise. No, Melo caught him with a super kick. And now Melo quick into the cover. Carmelo Hayes looking to get the win. No, Kofi reversing, body press. 1, 2. No, Melo able to muscle him up into the backslide. Got the shoulders down. No, Kofi able to get out. The veteran-like instincts of Kofi Kingston You saw the difference in experience right there between Carmelo Hayes and Kofi Kingston. Melo let the pin get the 2 count. And Kofi not letting either pin attempt get anything more than a 1. Suplex cutter by Carmelo Hayes. Dropped him on his face. Quick cover on Kofi Kingston. Kofi able to get the shoulder up. Another cover on Kofi, but no, Melo. Now able to put away Kofi Kingston. Kofi back to his feet, now going off the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl facebuster. Springboard moonsault by Carmelo Hayes. No wasted motion for Carmelo Hayes. Melo with a 360 code breaker. First 48. And now Melo. Oh no, maybe he's looking for the kill on Kofi Kingston. Kofi, springboard drop kick right to the chest of Carmelo Hayes. Kofi, big enziguri from Kofi Kingston. Now Kofi Kingston begging Melo to get back up to his feet. Looking for trouble in paradise. Connects that time on the button. Is Melo out? Carmelo Hayes able to get the shoulder up. Kofi Kingston was a split second away from becoming the UPW television champion. And Melo caught him, kip up, enziguri. Melo now putting Kingston in the corner. Hayes creating a little bit of distance. Big forearm in the corner by Carmelo Hayes. Melo now, kick right to the jaw of Kofi Kingston. Melo go to the top rope. Elbow drop right across the throat of Kofi. Cover on Kofi Kingston. And oh man, Kingston just barely able to kick out at 2.9. And you see Carmelo Hayes getting a little frustrated now. Super kick under the jaw by Carmelo Hayes. Melo can't let his emotions get the best of him. In the ring with a veteran like Kofi Kingston. Went for the knee, Kofi able to roll out of the way. Went for the bicycle kick, Kofi able to get out of the way. And now Kofi caught him! SOS! Kofi not done yet! Trouble in paradise for a second time! And oh no, Melo! Somehow, someway able to kick out a second time from Trouble in Paradise. Kofi now got something in mind. Maybe a shoulder block to the back, but Melo, oh my God, what a face buster. Tilt-a-whirl face buster and the reverse STO. Just flatline Kofi Kingston. And now Carmelo Hayes going to the top rope. And when Melo shoots, he don't miss. Nothing but net. Cover on Kofi Kingston. And Carmelo Hayes is still your UPW television champion. Hell of a match between Melo and Kofi. But Carmelo Hayes proved that 2 weeks ago was not a fluke, that he is the rightful television champion.
Every other Wednesday night, 6 p.m. p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on youtube.com/crazyjoe2k. TFF, where pro wrestling lives.
Welcome back to UPW TV, and it is time for us to hear from the UPW Global Champion, Chris Statlander. Now, I'm not entirely sure what is happening here tonight, but Chris Statlander does have something to say. From what I've heard, she wants to address her future here in UPW. I'm not entirely sure what that means, as she is the current UPW Global Champion. Defeated Candice LeRae last week to retain that title. And of course, defeated Lyra Valkyria to win it. With some help from Tatum Paxley, who we will be hearing from later on tonight. Chris Statlander looks to close out Season 1 as UPW Global Champion. So let's hear from Chris Statlander. Oh my God. Wow, that's not good. Well, Chris Statlander claiming retirement, but I don't know how genuine this is. Shut up Brian Myers. And Sleeping with Sirens, okay. Alright, well, now we're getting a little ridiculous. Chris Statlander obviously not very sincere here tonight. I'm sure everyone here named Mark is a great person. Chris Statlander asking to go. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Willow Nightingale. Oh my God. Willow laying down the challenge for Final Destination. Willow Nightingale, long resume. Wow. Willow Nightingale, just like that, has a date with Destiny at Final Destination with Chris Statlander. Those are some huge announcements for UPW Final Destination. Prince Devitt will be facing an opponent of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's choosing. Who that is, we will find out at Final Destination May 30th. And Carmelo Hayes will be defending his TV championship against Soberano Jr. and Beast Mortos as well as one more competitor, which will be decided in a last chance battle royal right here next week on UPW TV. But shifting gears, it is time to see if Abyss and Hechicero will be allowed ringside at Final Destination when Aleister Black, the leader of the Afterimage, faces Penta one-on-one. And if Penta loses that match at Final Destination, he'll be forced to join the Afterimage. Hechicero and Abyss, the disciples of the Afterimage, looking to do Aleister Black's dirty work here tonight. A Tornado Tag Team match against Penta and the UPW Men's World Champion, Eddie Kingston. Hechicero arrived on the scene here in UPW by lighting a fireball in the face of Penta. Abyss, ever since arriving on the scene here in UPW alongside Aleister Black, has been nothing but a war machine. Former UPW World Tag Team Champion is Abyss alongside Aleister Black. But after Final Destination, will this man be alongside Aleister Black as well? Aleister Black believes that Penta has something evil within him. And he wants Penta to embrace the image. Penta here tonight looks to make that match at Final Destination fair and square. Zero fear, cero miedo is exactly what this man has for the Afterimage, for their spooky antics, for their black mist. Penta sees through the smoke and mirrors, and Penta looks into the eyes of the beast, Aleister Black, and he has zero fear. Penta last week faced this man right here, the Ultralight Pro Wrestling Men's World Champion Eddie Kingston, in the main event of UPW episode 43. I had to think about that for a second. And just as it looked like Penta was going to claim the Men's World Championship for his own, the lights went out and the Afterimage ascended into the UPW arena. That match ended in a no contest. Eddie Kingston, though, you gotta think, just a week ago was up against the ropes against the many tag teams with here tonight his best friend Penta. You gotta think, does that affect the mentality of Eddie Kingston and Penta here tonight? Does that affect the best friend, so to speak, dynamic between Eddie Kingston and Penta? Eddie Kingston also next week will be defending his Men's World Championship against an opponent of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's choosing. I have no idea who he's got in mind for Eddie Kingston, but here we go. Tornado tag rules, and this one is going to be a chaotic one. Penta with the sling blade onto Abyss. Eddie Kingston, Hechicero mixes up, springboard swanton by Penta, double foot stomp by Eddie Kingston. Penta going for a quick cover on Abyss. Abyss able to get the shoulder up in just one. Hechicero got the leg of Kingston, going to target the leg of Kingston. Eddie Kingston, well-documented leg issues, was out for a number of months with a broken leg. Penta on the apron. I thought he was going to be going for a springboard, went for the super kick. Abyss caught him. Hechicero continued to work on the leg of Eddie Kingston, the Men's World Champion. Eddie Kingston last week didn't end the night on a very good note. Almost got pinned by Penta, and he ended the night out on the floor, courtesy of the after image. And this match spilling to the outside. Abyss got Eddie Kingston. Choke slam on the apron by Abyss. And Abyss now got Penta. Backdrop right on the floor. This is a back suplex. I was going to say a backdrop drop. That's not quite it. And then on his back, now on his head. Eddie Kingston looking to gloat in the ring. Cesaro with a kendo stick across the eyes of Eddie Kingston. As Abyss continues to work over Penta on the outside. So with a slingshot splash onto Eddie Kingston. Abyss got a kendo stick now himself. Penta knocking out of his hands. And Penta gonna throw Abyss right into the barricade. Cesaro looking for a scoop slam onto Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston though, picking Cesaro up, brings him down. Northern Lights driver. And now Abyss in the ring as well. Penta with a super kick right into the jaw of Abyss. Eddie Kingston measuring Cesaro. Hurricane to Cesaro. Super kick to Abyss. Cover on Cesaro. And just like that, Eddie Kingston and Penta make quick work of the after image. Absolutely locked in is Penta and Eddie Kingston ahead of Final Destination. Abyss and Cesaro will be banned from ringside. And Eddie Kingston getting the pinfall 2 weeks before Final Destination. Dominic Mysterio will be facing Speedball Mike Bailey for the UPW Junior Heavyweight Championship at Final Destination. Shifting gears, a UPW OG in Dakota Kai, friend of Io Sky, looks to take down Queen Aminata. Ahead of Queen Aminata's bout with Io Sky at Final Destination. Dakota Kai and Queen Aminata were in the first ever main event of UPW TV for the Global Championship. Of course, that ended with Queen Aminata getting the win, actually tapping out Dakota Kai. Going on to have one of the greatest championship reigns I have ever witnessed in my pro wrestling fandom. And here comes the ace of UPW. Lover, hater, you cannot argue with the success of Queen Aminata. The first ever UPW Global Champion. And what a reign it was. Carried the torch for Ultralight Pro Wrestling in the early goings of Season 1. She may be titleless now, but at Final Destination, she's going one-on-one with one of the greatest of all time, the genius of the sky, Io Sky. Aminata looks to warm up a little bit here tonight against a friend of Io Sky's, Dakota Kai. Queen Aminata and Dakota Kai. These two faced off at UPW New Vision during Queen Aminata's legendary Global Championship reign. Dakota Kai is currently 0 for 2 against Queen Aminata. This is the third time the charm for Dakota Kai here tonight. Beautiful kicking combination from the leader of Team Kick, King Coda. foot stomp to the arm of Queen Amanada. These two know each other very, very well. Dakota Kai has been away for a number of months now. Kai looks to explode back onto the scene here in UPW. Out of season 2. A win over Queen Amanada would be absolutely huge for Dakota Kai. Big forearm from Queen Amanada. Amanada, like I've said, as hard-hitting as they come. And a knee strike right to the shoulder of Dakota Kai. And once Amanada gets going like this, there is no stopping the Queen. Amanada in her last, oh wow, both these women going for big strikes, just colliding midair. Amanada in her last pay-per-view appearance at Fate of Two Worlds was unsuccessful, challenging for the Women's World Championship. Was eliminated last in that elimination fatal 4-way for the Women's World title. Speaking of the Women's World Championship, Athena will be facing Mercedes Moné for that very title. And our co-main event at Final Destination. As Amanada bouncing the head of Dakota Kai off the canvas like it's a goddamn basketball. And Queen Amanada now just toying with Dakota Kai. We're seeing maybe a bit more of a cocky side from Queen Amanada here tonight. Amanada sending sending Dakota Kai off the ropes. Drop toe hold, but an up kick from Dakota Kai. Kai, Queen, it's kind of similar type word, you know. Big Hurricane Rana by Dakota Kai. Kick right to the chest, and now, oh no, Amanada catching the leg of Dakota Kai. Amanada creates some distance, right to the forearm. Kai able to get out of the way. Lariat ducked by Amanada. These two going back and forth right now. Kai with the Rings of Saturn locked in, doesn't have the full grasp around the head of Queen Amanada, kind of pulling out the ears, and Amanada with a big German suplex. Queen Amanada, anytime she hits a strike or a big move, it is devastating. Amanada now on the second, big drop kick off the second rope. Queen Amanada now over the top rope. Double foot stomp right to the midsection of Dakota Kai. And now Amanada measuring Dakota Kai on the apron. Big right hand by Queen Amanada. Dakota with a hot shot to Queen Amanada over the top rope. Quick cover on the Queen. Just a 1 count. Amanada pushing Dakota Kai off. That wasn't just a kick out. She pushed her off completely. And now Dakota Kai got her up, looking for the detonation kick. His third time the charm for Dakota Kai on Queen Amanada. No, Amanada still alive. That was not a triumph for Dakota Kai. But that question mark kick was a big success. And now going to the top rope. Dakota Kai measuring Queen Amanada. Big drop kick right to the face of Queen Amanada. Kai sending Amanada into the corner. And Kai with a running big boot. A Yakuza kick. No, a back elbow from Queen Amanada. Amanada ducking the line. And a big lariat. Dakota Kai now in the corner. And Queen Amanada sees her opportunity. Running face wash by Queen Amanada. Amanada into the cover on Dakota Kai. And no, Kai still in this one. Amanada immediately picking Dakota Kai back up. No wasted motion. And now Queen Amanada with the air raid crash. Cover on Dakota Kai. And Queen Amanada with a W ahead of Final Destination. Io Sky, you have your work cut out for you. Because Queen Amanada bows to no one. UPW Final Destination's very, very personal issue between 10 Packs and Live Rock here will be resolved inside the first ever Hell in a Cell match. The challenge has been laid. It is now official. Chad Gable versus Kurt Angle. Coach versus student in an underground match. If Chad Gable wins, the Gold Mouse Academy will be forced to disband. The UPW Global Championship is on the line as Chris Statlander faces her former best friend Willow Nightingale one more time with the global title on the line. The TV Championship is on the line as Carmelo Hayes defends against Sabra Jr. and Beast Mortos and one more opponent which will be decided next week in the Last Chance Battle Royale match. Io Sky will go one-on-one against Queen Amanada, two of the best in the world going head-to-head. And it has now been made official. UFO will defend the World Tag Team titles against Bound by Blood in a TLC match. The Junior Heavyweight Championship is on the line as the last great Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, looks to defend his title against Speedball Mike Bailey. As I mentioned earlier, Aleister Black will go one-on-one with Penta, and if Aleister wins, Penta will have to join the After Image. 4 monsters enter, 1 monsters leave. It is the extinction match between Obafemi, Samoa Joe, Takeshi Morishima, and Brody King. Damn, dude, that's a lot of meat. The UPW Intercontinental Championship is on the line as Lee Moriarty goes against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, in a match for the ages. Prince Devitt, the Legend Killer, has a mystery opponent lined up for him at Final Destination. Who has Ricky the Dragon Steamboat picked for the Legend Killer? The UPW Women's World Championship is on the line as two of the greatest of their generation. Athena goes one-on-one with Mercedes Moné. And in the main event, of Final Destination is a triple threat match as Eddie Kingston defends his title against Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn. However, people, that match may not say triple threat match because the main event for UPW episode 44, Sami Zayn versus Brody King. And if Brody King wins here tonight, CM Punk will be inserted into the Men's World Championship match at Final Destination. I need some fucking water after that. Holy shit. And now that I've got my breath back, this is your main event for UPW episode 44, the penultimate episode of UPW season 1. Brody King, the heavy machinery of the Straight Society, looks to take down one of the men who will challenge for the Men's World Championship at Final Destination, the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn. And here comes a man who, if things had gone differently, had no end in sight. This man would have been the first Men's World Champion in UPW history. But obviously, things did not go Sami Zayn's way, partially due to the man who's also in the Men's World Championship match at Final Destination, Kevin Steen. And the man who walked out that night as Men's World Champion, CM Punk, could be inserted into the Men's World Championship at Final Destination. Final Destination is in Chicago, Illinois, the hometown of CM Punk. So Brody King, there was a lot of pressure on him here tonight. Can he get the win when it matters most? Can he get the win for CM Punk? Brody King also got his hands full at Final Destination as part of the Extinction match, a fatal four-way elimination match between Brody King, Samoa Joe, Takeshi Morishima, and Oba Femi. And here we go, Brody King versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn with the waist lock on Brody King. Brody King has been nothing but a monster here in Ultralight Pro Wrestling since his arrival at UPW Doomsday. Brody King was very instrumental in CM Punk retaining his Men's World Championship against Oba Femi at UPW Doomsday back in December. Can Brody King once again do the dirty work of CM Punk and get CM Punk to the big stage at Final Destination in Chicago, Illinois? The last thing Sami Zayn wants right now is a pinfall or submission loss. Just a couple weeks ahead of the biggest show of the year. Do you feel it in the air, people? Do you hear that? That's me slapping my damn forearm like I'm The Rock. The feeling is in the air. Final Destination is upon us. And will CM Punk be part of the main event of Final Destination? Man who's been so important to UPW since the start, the first ever Men's World Champion. CM Punk main evented the first ever pay-per-view, walked over the first main event, the first pay-per-view of UPW, the Men's World Champion. Sami Zayn is left laying in his own blood at the end of No End in Sight. And Sami Zayn may be taking his eye off the ball. Brody King coming at him like a goddamn cannonball. A big crossbody and a big splash as well. Sami Zayn taking his eye off the ball for a split second. And now the tides of this match have completely changed, people. Brody King has been an absolute wrecking machine here in UPW. One of my personal favorite matches here in UPW, Brody King versus Takeshi Morishima, a tag takeover on Christmas Day last year. Sami Zayn, though, starting to build a comeback. The series of lariats, pop-up, drop kick, classic Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn calling Brody King to his feet. Sami with a big blue thunder bomb on Brody King. Just reverberated through the UPW arena. And now Sami Zayn, I was gonna say putting Brody King in the corner, maybe looking for a haluva kick, but Brody King with the reversal. Sami Zayn making sure to lay out Brody King, but Brody King says, come on, motherfucker, let's fucking go! Brody King is known globally, worldwide, all across the universe as the #1 in violence. We're gonna have to do a whole lot more to keep big bad Brody King down. Like I said, during his entrance to the heavy machinery of the Straight Edge Society. Of course, the Straight Edge Society. Oh my God! Sami Zayn went for a haluva kick. Brody King got out of the way very quickly. And now Brody King picking up Sami Zayn. Dante's Inferno. Cover on Sami Zayn and CM Punk going to Final Destination. No! Zayn able to kick out. As I was saying, Straight Society is all over Final Destination. Lee Moriarty defending his Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles at Final Destination. Brody King, like I mentioned, in that Extinction match. And Sami Zayn muscling up Brody King for a Michinoku driver. We got two members of the SCS at Final Destination, with Brody King managed to get CM Punk, the leader of the SCS, in the main event of Final Destination. Could CM Punk walk into Season 2 once again as the World Heavyweight Champion? Sami Zayn, springboard tornado DDT, dropped him on his head. Quick cover on Brody King. Is that it? No, King able to get the shoulder up. Sami Zayn gonna do everything in his power to keep CM Punk out of the main event of Final Destination. The last thing Sami Zayn wants is one more man to worry about in that Men's World Championship match. He's already got to worry about Kevin Steen. He's already got to worry about Eddie Kingston. I apparently can't say that sentence properly. Be that as it may, Sami Zayn looking for a tope, caught Halo onto Brody King. As I was trying to say a little more clearly, Sami Zayn already has to worry about Eddie Kingston. He already has to worry about Kevin Steen. He does not want to worry about CM Punk as well. And if CM Punk gets involved, a fatal four-ways, no DQ. Sami Zayn looking for an Arabian press, but just a little off the mark. I think he went over Brody King. As I was saying, if CM Punk gets involved, then a fatal four-way match is no DQ. That opens up the floodgates for the rest of the SCS. Brody King went for he was looking for a count-out victory on Sami Zayn, baited him in and just took him down. Brody King playing head games with Sami Zayn right now. And Brody King with a black hole slam. Sami Zayn with a kick to the top of the head. And Sami Zayn with a half Nelson suplex on Brody King. Brody is a big man. That's a lot of weight landing on the head and neck. Sami Zayn fighting from underneath quite literally. And now Sami, exploder suplex into the corner. Looking for a cover on Brody King. And oh no, Brody King able to get the shoulder up. Sami Zayn picking up Brody King. Brody getting put in the corner. Sami, we're going for the haluva kick. Oh, there it is! Waited just a little bit, faked out Brody. Got it flush. Is that it? No, Brody King kicking out at 2. Sami Zayn now calling Brody King to his feet. You hear the Ultralights chanting, "Fight forever." Double jump cross body from Sami Zayn. Oh, Brody now. He's got Sami again for Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno for a second time. And Sami able to get the shoulder up again. Sami Zayn with that never say die attitude. The ever burning fire in the heart of Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn now. Uh-oh, Brody King in a bad way. Sami Zayn again with another haluva kick. Is the second one gonna be it? No, Brody King able to get the shoulder up again. Sami Zayn knows he's got to do a lot more to take out Brody King. Going for that springboard DDT again. Brody able to get out of the way this time. Sami got Brody King up, right hand. And these two going back and forth in the middle of a UPW ring. Episode 44, second to last. This is what's all about. Sami Zayn versus Brody King. Big forearm by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn now got Brody out on his feet. Sami club right to the back of Brody King. And a knee strike right across the forehead of Brody King. Sami Zayn calling Brody to his feet. Blue Thunder Bomb, center of the ring. Is he gonna do it? No, Brody King again. Brody King again kicking out. Sami now tossing Brody King to the outside. Sami Zayn. They were looking for a big dive. Brody King getting back to his feet. And Sami Zayn ready. Oh, wait a minute. Samoa Joe attacking Brody King. And that was the bell, people. Brody King has won this match by disqualification, which means CM Punk has been added to the World Heavyweight Championship match at Final Destination. Sami Zayn, I think the realization just set in. Sami Zayn, haluva kick to Brody King. And wait a minute, Alma Femi, longtime rival of Samoa Joe, fall from grace, center of the ring. And there's CM Punk now. CM Punk, GTS to Alma Femi. CM Punk is now the main event of Final Destination. There is Kevin Steen. He saw blood in the water, and he knew it was time to attack. Powerbomb on the concrete. Sami Zayn. Oh no, Sami Zayn. Package pile driver on the concrete. Kevin Steen just laid out Sami Zayn. And now CM Punk and Kevin Steen locking eyes for the first time in UPW. It is now a fatal four-way at Final Destination. We will see you next week.